Arkansas basketball is back in the Sweet 16 for the second straight year. I'm Blake Toppmeyer with the USA Today Network, here with Christina Long, Arkansas beat writer for the Fort Smith Times-Record. And Christina, this is the second straight year, as I said, Arkansas in the Sweet 16 under Eric Musselman. It's his third year on the job. And of course, in year one, that was the COVID season, no tournament. So goes to the Elite Eight last year, Sweet 16 this year. Just what's sort of the pulse around the program to see that it's not just a one-off season last year, it's now back-to-back years of success for Arkansas?
Yeah, we actually just got off of a Zoom availability with Coach Musselman, and we talked to him a little bit about him kind of setting this new standard for Arkansas. And he said, it's a little bit, it adds a certain amount of pressure, people feeling like this is going to be the norm now. But that he felt like this was really the expectation that he had this year and the expectation that the team had, as well as the fans. So people are really, really excited. Buffalo and San Francisco are not great destinations as far as fans being able to travel, but Arkansas fans, certain groups of them will go anywhere. And I think that this is a really, really good position for them to be in, especially, 2 years in a row.
Getting to this point, it wasn't exactly dominant, but as we know, the cliche is true. It's survive and advance in the NCAA tournament. So they survived Vermont, they survived New Mexico State, and the defense was there. The shooting wasn't always there, but the defense was for Arkansas. Now going forward against number one overall seed Gonzaga, though, is that defense something that you think can hold up as the competition steps up here?
Yeah, Gonzaga ranks number one in points per game. 5 of their players average, I think, over 11 points per game. They all can score the ball, and that was something that Muss talked about today, just preparing for a team that has that many weapons. Whereas against New Mexico State, the main focus was Teddy Allen, who had scored, almost 40 points in the previous game. So they were really locked in on, obviously you're never preparing for just one player, but they were really locked in on him from an offensive standpoint. Now they have to be locked in on everybody. So I think it's definitely a concern. I think this defense will do better against Gonzaga than maybe some of other opponents have. But I also think that my main concern for Arkansas is their offense and whether or not it can hold up. Because with JD Notae, their best scorer, has been having a hard time getting in foul trouble early. I think the biggest concern is whether or not he'll be able to kind of, have the breakout game they need him to.
How do you feel like, in particular, Arkansas matches up with Drew Timme and Chet Holmgren? Because as you mentioned, up and down Gonzaga's lineup, they've got guys that can score in double figures. But really, when you look at Gonzaga, the conversation really starts with Timme and Holmgren. So in those two matchups, do you feel like Arkansas matches up, or do you think that's a mismatch that favors Gonzaga?
I worry a little bit about it being a mismatch. I think I don't know who they'll put Au'Diese Toney on, but Au'Diese Toney has been their best defender. He has been, locking down every game. He did a great job against Teddy Allen with New Mexico State the other night, held him 12. And so I think he'll probably be on one of them or one of their really good scoring point guards. Now, Jalen Williams is Arkansas's best big, so he'll have to deal with one or both of them at some point. And so I think the biggest thing for Jalen Williams is going to be the rebounding because Gonzaga rebounds the ball really well, especially with a 7-footer. So I think they don't miss a lot of shots. So offensive boards aren't really a thing for Gonzaga. They don't depend on that as much. But I think, Williams seizing those opportunities on the boards is going to be a huge factor.
Christina will be out covering the Sweet 16 game. That's Thursday night in San Francisco. And for all the coverage, you can find it at swtimes.com.